Howdy. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a different kind of a last video. This is not a vlog. This is not a we're going to show you how to mix things. This is not a we're going to show you how we record things. It's not like that. This is a totally different type of video. It's actually going to be the first of a series, basically. We're doing album reviews. Now, we are music lovers. We love all things music. We love everything about it. We love all types of genres of music. So we thought the best thing that we could do right now to give you guys some more content and some more entertainment is reviewing the music that we love, basically. The artists that we love and even some of the artists that we hate, and giving our critiques and our musical knowledge, splooging that out to the world in a cosmic mess of body fluids and juice. Oh, it's absolutely amazing. Anyway, speaking of body fluids and juice, the band I'm going to talk about today is a very, very famous punk, funk, metal, whatever you want to put them in. I don't know what you could put them in. Let's just say they're a funk band for now. Very, very legendary. My camera would come back into focus. Please come back into focus. Very, very legendary band. One of my personal favorites and one of the reasons why I make music. It's the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and the album we're speaking about today is an album that they dropped back in April of this year. It was on April the 1st, I believe, and the album is titled Unlimited Love. I know it's showing backwards there on the camera, but there's a picture of the CD cover. It was dropped in April of this year, Unlimited Love. It's a 17-track album. It goes for 73 minutes, I believe. 73 minutes and 4 seconds. It was dropped on the Warner Brothers label of this year. Here's what the CD looks like. Absolutely wonderful. And I like this album so much. I own it on cassette. I'm one of those nuts that, buys music on cassette. I've got a full cassette collection. I might do a video about that very, very soon. I've got the entire Motley Crue album collection, except for Saints of Los Angeles, on cassette, entire In Excess, entire Chili Peppers collection up until I'm With You. Yeah, I managed to track down Stadium Arcadium on tape. Sure, that's interesting. The nerds will like to see a video about that. Come on, camera, get back in focus. As you can see, I'm not very versed in the art of filming things. I'm a musician, so yeah, please don't mind my camera going in and out of focus every now and again. But we'll get back to talking about this record. All right, so it's a 17-track record. The track listing goes like this: Black Summer, Here Thereafter, Aquatic Mouth Dance, Not the One, Poster Child, The Great Apes, It's Only Natural, She's a Lover, These Are the Ways, What You Thinkin', Bastards of Light, White Birds and Pillow Chair, One Way Traffic, Veronica, Let Them Cry, The Heavy Wing, and Tangelo. I'd have to say it's a very, very well-rounded album. It's not really what you'd quite expect from the Chili Peppers, but at the same time, it is. Very, very much. I mean, with songs like Black Summer, it opens up very, very beautifully with a guitar and a bass, just Simple Sally playing some Simple Sally stuff, and then comes in with Anthony doing this weird sort of, I guess you could say, pirate impression. But I heard in an interview somewhere saying that he wasn't intentionally trying to be a pirate. That was really just what the song called for. And if that's what the song calls for, Anthony, so be it. Some of the other songs, though, I wish I had them on the top of my head right now. Some of the other songs, though, you'll notice if you listen through the album, his choice of vocal melody is very, very questionable. I'm often sitting there wondering, you're not the kind of singer to be singing that melody, or maybe John should have sang that. I just feel like Anthony has aged the worst on this album. The rest of the band has aged just fine. It's just that Anthony seems to have aged the worst. And by that, I'll tell you what I mean in a second. I'm just gonna have a sip of my canned water during our commercial break for canned water. I don't know what brand this is, but it's canned water. Water from a can is so much better than water from a bottle. I don't care what anyone says. So, by what I mean, Anthony has aged worse on this album. His vocal delivery really has aged worse on this album. Now, Anthony has never really been a singer, like a proper singer. Anthony has been a rapper that's sort of rapped with melody. And also rapped with a lot of percussiveness to his vocals and a lot of attitude. That's where Anthony's skill really shines and really lies. But in terms of being a singer like Miles Kennedy or Axl Rose or, any of these other dudes that can actually sing, he's not it, right? There is one song on this record where his voice does really, really work well. It is, where is it? It is track 4, I believe, not the one. It's a beautiful piano song. I believe Flea might be playing the piano on that. And it's absolutely wonderful. His vocal delivery, it's one of the best Chili Peppers songs they've written in my book. Musically, the way it's been put together, it's immaculate. It's blissful. It ascends to a crescendo, and then by the end of the song, yeah, thanks, camera. By the end of the song, it leaves you with a nice feeling of bliss. So that's a very, very beautiful song, and I say that Anthony's voice works really, really well on that song. Some of the other songs, though, his voice and the choices that he has made, I don't know what you're thinking, bro. I sat and read some of your lyrics too. You can get away with some of the shit that you write because the way that you deliver your lyrics is so funky. All right. That's what a lot of Chili Peppers fans don't want to admit, okay? Anthony's lyrics are actually nonsense, okay? I'm a very big Chili Peppers fan, and I'm pretty sure it's messed me up in my own lyric writing because when I write lyrics to it, it also looks like nonsense. But yeah, that's just one thing I've noticed about this record is a lot of the songs aren't really about anything. I'm pretty sure Rick Rubin actually has said something similar, that they don't really know what the song is about until like years later and it clicks and it's like, oh, it's about that. So don't be going into this record expecting the Chili Peppers to go woke or to open your third eye or anything like that. There are glimpses of that, but it's not that kind of record. And for all intensive purposes, they're not that kind of band. The wokest they've gotten is like Power of Equality, which is a really, really good song. And like it was made for the times. It's a wonderful track, and if you read the lyrics for that track, it's about equality between the races. I think it was written around the time of the Rodney King incident. So yeah, the Chili Peppers have done stuff like that, but you won't see much of that stuff on this record. It's a really fun record. I wouldn't say it's a really, really metal sort of leaning record, or it's not a really heavy record. It It's really a slower record, I'd have to say, than its successor, which I'm going to talk about in the next video. The Chili Peppers have actually said the opposite. They think that the successor is the slower record. But I think this is. There's just a lot of... It's like, just BPM-wise, it's slower. There's just a lot of slow songs. There's just a lot of slow parts in certain songs. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, because the slower songs are very musical. Flea's choices of his bass lines, like on every album, are absolutely world class, but they're in another level on this album. And by what I mean by in another level is that Flea in 2011 went and learnt music theory, right? Well, that's when I'm With You was released. But before that, he studied some music theory, learned how to play keyboard, all that sort of stuff. Before Josh came into the band and all that sort of stuff, the main guy that knew all of the music theory side of things was John, right? The bass line, not the bass line, the outro to So Psycho Sexy revolves around the circle of fifths. That's only knowledge that John really had at that time. Flea was more of a feel guy. Flea was more of a guy that just knew what he was playing instinctively rather than what note he was playing. Whereas John was that guy. John filled in that gap. On this record, though, you now have John and Flea absolutely just out of the world with their musical knowledge and how they intertwine it with each other. I haven't really heard Flea play like this with John, and I haven't really heard John play like this with Flea. And the amount of extra instrumentation that I know a lot of the other band members have been playing, like keyboards and synths and all that other stuff that appear on this record, is absolutely amazing. It doesn't ruin the record in any way. It's different, but it's similar at the same time. So I feel like there's enough here for Chili Peppers fans to absolutely be happy with. I mean, John's back. What else could we be more happy with than John being back? I feel sorry for Josh, but at the same time, I feel like Josh is going to be able to do some very good stuff by himself. If he starts a band too, I'd be happy to listen to his stuff. He always had some pretty good stuff when he was coming up with the Chili Peppers. I didn't really like The Getaway. I'm With You was pretty good. But yeah, other than that, I'd have to say this would be a very I'd have to say this would be a very, very good album to add to your collection or to your playlist on Spotify. Buy the record. I know no one buys records anymore, but if you're going to buy it on vinyl or buy it on cassette. I bought the CD for my mother, but yeah, like... It's a collector's item, definitely. It'd be something nice to have in the collection. I know there's certain other artists, their music, I wouldn't even think of buying a physical copy of it. But absolutely, this is worth the money that you'll spend on it. I'd give it about... Out of 10, we're going to do ratings. Out of 10, I would give it a 8 out of 10. In terms of production, I would give it a 9 out of 10. And in terms of musicality, I would give it a 10 out of 10. It's just one of those records where you're like, damn, that's going to be hard to learn how to play. So anyway, hopefully the camera will focus a little bit more for the outro. Anyway, thank you very much for sitting here and listening to my thoughts on this record here, this Chili Peppers record. Hope you enjoy the show. Please like and please subscribe. Last time I checked, it was literally like 95% of you guys that are watching the video aren't subscribed. So yeah, drop us a little sub down the bottom there. It helps quite a lot. We got some videos coming, and we're going to keep them coming. Just like Blink-182 was coming. Edging. Alright guys, thank you very much for watching the video. Love ya. This has been Mikki. Bye.